me pop up again. Too much drip, ooh. Keep it rip, ooh. Too much drip, ooh. Keep it rip, ooh.
Hey beauties, it's Nikea here, back with a DIY video. So recently I did my first retwist on my locks, and I used all DIY, all natural products that I created myself. I created a rose water, hair oil blend, and flaxseed gel to retwist my locks. So I am just going to show you how I made all those products for myself. So let's get into it. Alright, so first I'm going to start with the hair oil. First I have this spray bottle that I got off of Amazon. I will be sure to link all the products that I have in the description box. And the good thing about this spray bottle is that it has a lock and unlock setting, so you can open and close it so it doesn't spray when you don't want it to. So I'm going to use this funnel just to make sure I don't make a mess. Of course, every oil blend has to start off with olive oil. I've been using olive oil on my hair since I was not natural. And this is avocado oil. And the rest of these oils, well, most of these I got from Now Solutions from Amazon. I didn't measure them. I just kind of eyeballed them. Usually olive oil I put the most of as like my foundation oil. That and castor oil. Love it. Sweet almond oil is probably one of my favorite oils that I use. And this oil blend was inspired by Natural 85. That's where I first started making it and using her measurements. But now I just kind of use what works for my hair. My hair is high porosity, so I like heavier, thicker products on my hair. So that's why I use heavier, thicker oils like the castor oil and the Jamaican black castor oil. And this oil for me is new. I had it in the house and I was like, let me see what are the benefits for hair. And I was like, oh, this actually works. So I said I'm gonna try using that on my hair, just a little dab, just to see how that works. And of course, I'm going to use some essential oil, tea tree. Remember, you cannot use essential oils on their own. They need to be placed inside a carrier oil. So then I'm just going to shake the bottle up to make sure the oils are mixed. And I'm going to be using this for my retwist, which will be mostly oil retwist, except for the flaxseed gel. And I didn't get to mention this, but the black seed oil, I was interested in using it because a lot of people, take flaxseed for internal things. So I wanted to use it externally. Now that the oil is all done, I'm going to make my rose water. I took on this project because it seemed like something fun to do. And this is definitely something fun to do. Like if you get roses as a gift and as they start to wither and wilter, you don't have to throw them out, you can recycle them. So I just bought a bunch of roses from Walmart and I am taking off all of the petals and placing them into this bowl. And as you can see, I have an assortment of colors for my roses. I honestly do not think it matters if the roses are red, pink, yellow, white. You're just trying to extract the nutrients from the roses. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is place them in a pot that's large enough to fit all of my rose petals, and then I'm just going to cover them with water. So I didn't measure anything, and I think I had about 5 to 6 stems of roses, so just making sure that they're all covered. So just going back, making sure that they're all in the pot and covered with water, and then I'm going to turn the heat up to medium heat and cover the lid. And once it comes to a boil, I'm going to actually turn the heat off and keep the lid on to allow the petals to steep. Alright, here are my rose petals all cooked. And I'm just going to strain them into the same bowl that I originally put them in, making sure not to get the petals inside the actual water. And that's the rose water right there. You could actually stop at this step, but I'm just going to add a few other ingredients to give it some extra benefits. And rose water you can use on your hair, your skin. So this is definitely beneficial for all over the body. Gonna start with some rose essential oil. This definitely added some fragrance to it as well. It has more of that rose smell. And I think I added about 10 to 15 drops. And then I'm going to add in some vegetable glycerin because I'm using this rose water as a conditioner for my locks. I'm not using a traditional conditioner, so I wanted to add some conditioning elements to this product. And then I'm just going to stir it up to make sure that the oil and the glycerin are combined inside of the rose water. And it smells so good. And now I'm just going to pour it into my spray bottle. This is the same spray bottle as the one that I use for the oil. I did allow it to cool down a little bit, making sure that the water is not too warm. And of course, all of that rose water didn't fit into the bottle, so I'm going to get some other containers to store it in. And I'm actually going to store my rose water in the refrigerator. Now you may be able to keep it out for maybe a few hours, but once you finish using it, you want to put it back in the refrigerator. After I locked my hair, I forgot to put mine back in the refrigerator, so I had to dump this first batch because there was like a growth inside of it. It will expire, so definitely keep it refrigerated and cooled when it's not in use. So just to show you all how it sprays and comes out, it's a nice little mist and it really smells good. Alright, the last DIY I have is flaxseed gel. So I'm starting off with 2 cups of water on the stove, and I have it over medium to medium high heat. And I have 1/4 of a cup of whole flax seeds. I previously tried to make this with ground flax seeds, but it just wasn't coming out well. So I was like, let me just go get a pack of whole flax seeds, and these will last you a while. I only paid like 70 cents for these, and you can actually reuse them. So I'm just going to stir that as it comes to a boil. And I decided to use flaxseed gel on my locks just for a little extra hold, but I didn't want to use, typical gels or waxes because I don't want to have buildup in my locks. And as the seeds come to a boil, you will see that there starts to be like a foam or mucus on top. And you're going to be watching that and constantly stirring to see the consistency of that mucus. So it's not really where I want to be. So I'm just going to keep stirring and keep checking that consistency. And you want to stir to make sure that the flax seeds don't stick to the bottom of the pan and that they're constantly moving and you're getting all of that mucus out. And you see how thick that is? We're cooking with grease here. That's exactly what you're looking for. So you want to keep stirring and you want to get it to the consistency that you would like. You could actually stop here. I let mine get a little bit thicker, but you could stop at a thinner consistency because it will thicken up as it sits and sets and settles. But to me, it kind of looks like, mucus, snot, if you will, when it gets to the right thickness. So once it gets to where I want it to be, I can take it off of the stove. All right, now I have my container prepped to put my flaxseed gel in. I have this old stocking cap, so that's what I'm going to use to strain the gel out from the seeds and also to maintain my seeds. So I'm trying to make sure I get all of the seeds inside the stocking cap. And I'm taking a spatula to scrape around the bottom of the pot that I used. Now, some people are brave enough and strong enough and bold enough to squeeze the gel out with their hands, but I am not about that life. So I'm just going to take some tongs and squeeze down and get all of the gel that I can out of the seeds. And as you can see, when I pulled the stocking cap up, there was already some gel in there. So this is just to get as much as possible out of it. Yeah, see, it's gross. It's like very sticky, gooey, icky. And as it cooled down, I did squeeze with my hands to get more gel out. But I was like, this is enough gel. I don't need a whole bunch. So I'm just going to take the remaining seeds out of the stocking cap and place them inside this container and store them in the fridge so that I can use them again. So for 70 cents, you can have your own gel. And I'm not going to stop here. Y'all know I have to have as many benefits as I can in my hair products. So I'm going to add the vegetable glycerin to this gel as well, just a little bit. And then I'm going to add a little bit of tea tree oil, especially since I'll be using this product close to my scalp. I want to keep my scalp as nourished as possible and grow healthy roots. And then I'm going to add a little orange essential oil, which I added for a little bit of scent along with the benefits that come with using orange essential oil. And then I'm just stirring that up, and it's good and ready to go. So once you're finished using it, store it in an airtight container and keep it in your fridge. And I think it will keep to about 3 to 4 weeks, if not more, as long as it's stored properly. But that is it for today's video, beauties. Thank you so much for watching. But before you go, make sure you go down below, click that subscribe button, and right next to that, click that bell notification button so that you never miss when I post. Like I always say, it's free, it's easy, and it's fun. I'll be sure to see you in the next one, beauties. Bye.
Alright, they asking for the queen. Look back while I twerk. No comparison. I'm a savage, yeah. Classy, bougie, gadget.